Hey friends, Shane here with Modern Warrior Project, and today we're going to keep it simple, breaking down easy, practical ways that you can store water indoors for your family. We all know water is essential, but you'd be surprised how many people overlook it in their prepping plans. Having clean water on hand isn't always just for big disasters. It covers everything from boil advisories to busted pipes. So let me show you some ways to ensure you always have water on hand, no matter what comes your way. Okay, so first things first, you got to figure out how much you need. The basic rule is 1 gallon per person per day. That covers everything from your drinking, cooking, and even some basic hygiene. But I want you to keep in mind that is the bare minimum. I actually typically recommend 1.5 to 2 gallons because you're going to have extenuating circumstances, heat, activity, and everything else to consider. So for a family of 4, you're looking at an absolute bare minimum of 12 gallons. That's 3 gallons for 3 days each. Now, keep in mind, that is the absolute bare minimum. And also don't forget your pets. Just like you, they need water as well. Okay, so let's talk about options. Store-bought bottled water. This is one of the easiest options and something I definitely recommend having a certain amount of. Buy cases, buy some extra cases, use them and rotate them and cycle them. Store-bought water will last you years if kept well. Next, let's consider refillable jugs. We're talking about 3 to 7 gallons. You can fill them with your tap. You want to keep them filled at all times, label them with a fill date, and you want to swap out that water about every 6 months. Another option in the fillable jug type section would be water bricks. These are something I actually use quite a few of and like. They're great in the fact that they stack well so they can go under beds, anywhere, and I also like them for quick transportation if I had to bug out. All right, so another one on the list are water barrels. If you have a garage, a basement, although in the basement always be considerate of flooding, even an outdoor shaded area, 55-gallon food grade plastic barrels are a great option for families. It stores a good bit of water. Just remember, you have to have a pump to get that water out. Finally, you want to consider like emergency options. This would be like bathtub liners or even drop cloths that you just throw in your bathtub. That allows you to quickly store some water when a bad storm's coming or something like that. You want to mix and match all these different options for your family's needs and requirements. Now, here's a quick real world tip. I have a pond on my property, and you have a desire as a person to get complacent. I've got a huge water source. I don't need it. I would encourage you not to do that. Anything could happen. You could lose access, a drought, or contamination with your water source. That's why I always recommend having a secondary and even tertiary options for your water, and ideally having those right there inside your home. At the end of the day, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to have access. You need to have access to water. Okay, and finally, some final tips for you. You want to rotate your water every 6 months for freshness unless it's factory sealed. Additionally, you want to label all your water that you're storing, that you're filling up containers with and such, with a date so you know when to rotate it. And finally, you want to have a way to purify it. This is very important. You want to have some, they have purification tablets and possibly some kinds of filters and water survival filters as well. Because even if you have stored water, you still want to be able to filter it if need be. And boiling is always, of course, an option, but that takes heat resources. So keep that in mind. Additionally, one last thing, you want to make sure and store it in a cool, dark location. This helps to keep it healthier and potable longer. Be cautious of storing it in a garage that gets too hot, or chemicals that around chemicals that can contaminate it, or even on concrete floors, which can leach chemicals after a while. Put it on like a wooden pallet if you have the option. And that's it. Just remember, a little bit of work here can save you a whole lot of problems and headaches later. Okay, friends, that's your crash course for easy indoor water storage solutions for families. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more practical prepping tips, and drop any of your questions or comments on this particular topic in the comments below. I'll definitely address them. Until next time, safe prepping. I'm Shane with Modern Warrior Project.